All right, hello, welcome to the weather update. It's about 9:45, and it is the 14th of September. And yes, you're looking at a line of thunderstorms that is over the Midwest that will be slowly moving toward our direction later tomorrow night. But before we get to that, let's talk about last night's thunderstorms in New Jersey and showing you some pictures of the damage here that we have. This is from JCP&L, and you'll see some poles down. Wires ripped down, trees knocked down. There's a whole tree that fell down, or at least a large tree limb. And some of the damage that occurred from last night's storms. And we also have more pictures here. This is a vehicle fire. So a wire fell on a vehicle last night in Middletown, causing that fire. And here's some video of some of the damage here. Trees littering the road here. Widespread damage across the area here. Major delays. This was storm damage from last night. Of course, Twitter wants to be a pain in the neck with that. So I can't really maximize the image, but you'll see there's a down. Hold on a second. If I do it like this, I think it'll work. There. Got to do it again. All right, there you go. So look at that pole there, knocked down there. Leaning pole there, and caused a lot of traffic delays as well. Large tree on a home in Middletown. This is another image of some of the damage here. I don't know why News 12 New Jersey does not have a link to the pictures, but I got to go through the Twitter here to get to it. Here's some more trees down everywhere. So it's the kind of damage that occurred last night from these storms. It was pretty rough. And if we can go to the National Weather Service Mount Holly and see if they actually posted some storm reports here. Very slow, with the Weather Service being very, very slow across the year. Let's see. Let's see what we have here. Of course, talking about the wildfire smoke, it was pretty thick today. Here's some pictures of what it looks like. See that smoke and haze from the wildfires. There you go. That's what we're dealing with today. Pretty bad air quality, a lot of haze. But I want to see if they have any storm reports. If they put together a storm report list. They don't have a link to a storm report list, so I guess they didn't compile one. But pretty bad storm nonetheless, and it wasn't really covered all that much. I mean, the News 12 New Jersey looks like they did a decent job, but it was a very localized thing. But it was pretty bad. It was a pretty bad storm. If we were to look at APP, which is another site we could look at here, let's see if they're talking about it. So almost 80,000 lost power in Monmouth and Ocean after a strong storm. So you can see just a lot of trees and wires down. It was very quick, and it didn't last too long, but it was pretty impressive nonetheless. So let's go and look at what our current conditions were like today. We have temperatures in the low 70s. It wasn't all that warm today. The humidity has increased now. We got 2 points in the upper 60s. Humidity was a little lower earlier on. Looks like a 72 with a dew point of 70 at Islip. So let's take a look and see what the weather at Islip was for the day. And we'll have to wait again because the site is very slow. So while we're waiting for that, let's go and look at our high temperatures for today. So we're gonna look at our high temperatures, and on Long Island, generally close to 80 degrees in the middle of the island. South Shore in the mid 70s. Islip got up to 79. Farmingdale got up to 79. And like a little more to the North Shore, you had low 80s. 81 at LaGuardia, 79 at JFK. Looking at Central Park. Central Park got up to 78. So a little cooler in that Central Park area. Hudson Valley looks like they were around 80. Looking at New Jersey, probably a little warmer there. Let's see what we have here in Central Jersey. Yeah, we got some mid-80s on the map there, and probably the same for Toms River as well. Mid-80s as well. So let's see, 81 in downtown, 84 at Lakehurst. So yeah, a little warmer there. It wasn't quite as warm because of that southeasterly flow. So even in Jersey, they were getting some relief from the breeze. Looking at your observation here at Islip, you'll see here that generally temperatures are generally in the 70s. You can see, though, the dew points were a little lower in the morning and in the afternoon, and then they started rising as we got into the evening. We started feeling those dew points rising as the humidity came in. The winds, because we had a little bit of a backdoor front that brought in some drier air for the earlier part of the day, and then it got a little humid, but still not. You're starting to feel the humidity now, but it really, even around 5-6 o'clock, it wasn't all that bad, and then started feeling it a little more after 9 o'clock. Definitely starting to feel that humidity now. Let's go and look at the tropics, and we have Tropical Nicholas, which is just now a depression, but it's still bringing a lot of rain to this area in coastal Texas. We have a disturbance over here that'll have to be watched, and a disturbance over here that just came off Africa that'll have to be watched. And this is a map of what we have here. It's this area here, and this area will have to be watched for the next potential development we have two areas that will have to be watched for potential development, and both of these look pretty promising as far as turning into something. Let's go look at the current storms here, and you can look at these invests here. So 95L invest. This is the one right now that is off off Africa, and then if we look at the models, you'll see the models so far seem to keep this. I mean, it's far out, so this is as much as we got right now. But it is promising, and the models do develop this, so it will become something. And then we look at 96L, which is the one that's a little closer. Definitely some convection going on there. Looks disorganized, but that could become something too. Looking at the models here, most of them take it out, recurve it out to sea, and a lot of the models, looks like on the intensity guidance, take it to a tropical storm level. But as we know, the models have underestimated these storms. So let's go and look at our satellite image for today. You can see there's that front off to the northwest, a lot of thunderstorms there. You can see the front's not really moving that much. Look at all that smoke that we had over us. It was just disgusting today. I mean, there's so much smoke. You could see all that haze. It was air quality was not good at all today. And if we go and we look at the MODIS satellite, you'll see here that, again, we had all that smoke. The good news is less smoke off to the west. So the smoke will eventually move out of here, but you could clearly see that smoke over us today. And we had some cirrostratus clouds mixed in the mix too, of course, filtering the sun. But it was just a very murky looking sky at all. And if you really wanted a nice sky, if you were in northern Maine and in the Canadian provinces here, you would have definitely a lot clearer sky. But look at all that smoke. That is some thick smoke right there, and it's pretty miserable. So let's go look at the models here as we head into tomorrow. You'll see this high over here starting to move offshore. We get a strong southerly flow ahead of this cold front that comes on through. This does become something. You can see the model, it's developing to something, but it stays offshore, luckily. But this front is going to hang around. It's going to stall out for a little bit Thursday into Friday, keeping us with a chance of showers. And then a weaker high pressure builds in for the weekend, which will bring some improvement weather. And that high lingers into next week. And then another stronger high, perhaps, toward the weekend after that. And then you can see there's another tropical system out there that recurves out to sea. But not really any big, strong cold fronts to really bring any really nice, really cool weather for us, unfortunately. So taking a closer look at what we have going for us here, we'll go to the HRRR. We should have most of that zeros of the HRRR in now to look at. So we can look at our next chance of precipitation, which will be tomorrow night. So you'll see here, tighter isobars, strong southerly flow, but the good news is it'll be a southerly flow, not a westerly flow, so it won't get too hot on Long Island. And then here comes this front end. The severe element is probably going to die out as it hits the marine air, but figure anytime after 9 o'clock tomorrow night, perhaps 9, 10 o'clock, we'll start seeing some scattered showers and thunderstorms moving to our area. And that chance of rain is going to linger into Thursday, but it won't be raining all the time. It's just a chance of a shower or two. And you can see that there's this low pressure here that would be the tropical system that we would have to watch. Looking at our dew points, it does stay humid, so we'll be dealing with this humidity tomorrow. Dew points close to the 70-degree mark, but very strong southerly winds, keeping a breeze off the ocean for Long Island, which will at least mean it won't be as hot here. And then you can see this front slowly sinking to the south here, but it stalls out. So we're going to deal with the stall front syndrome. And that'll keep us in the clouds, the chance of showers. Let's look at our temperatures here on the HRRR. And you'll see tomorrow, Long Island will be a lot cooler. We'll generally be dealing with upper 70s and low 80s, while if you're in Jersey, you're going to be well in the mid, maybe even upper 80s, maybe even a 90-degree reading, perhaps. And then you can see that front, and it just kind of gets stuck. Thursday, it'll be only in the 70s with the clouds and plenty of clouds and the scattered showers around, of course. It won't be a huge rainmaker. It doesn't look like that right now. If we go to the GFS, which will take us a little further out, here's the GFS for tomorrow. Similar idea again. And if you look at the dew points, you'll see here that we got that strong southerly flow, and that will help keep Long Island cooler. And then for Thursday, the winds go like light north to east, so it won't really be. And then we have easterly winds, and we got some breezy conditions on Friday with that low to the south and the easterly flow coming off of it. This could cause some high surf too. Again, this is a tropical system that will have to be watched, and so far it stays offshore, but it's close enough to give us some impacts, kick up the winds and the surf a little bit. And then on Saturday we have a north flow coming in, and some dry air perhaps coming into the picture, maybe nosing down a little bit on Sunday there. And then I'm not going to really go beyond that because we got to watch this tropical system. That's going to kind of be pivotal on what's going to happen with our weather after that. So going into Friday, you'll see we stay cool with that northeasterly flow. The chance for showers Saturday, that we start warming up, the sun comes back out, we start dealing with summery weather again. Low 80s. It won't be all that cool these days. Low to mid 80s, which is well above normal for September. Well above normal. Let's look at the sky conditions, and you'll see we'll be definitely in these clouds. We'll start off tomorrow, first of all, and there'll be some clouds around. It won't be a nice blue sky. We'll probably have the smoke around too, but there'll still be some sunshine, but you won't see the sun Thursday or Friday. We'll be pretty much socked in, and we'd have to wait until Saturday, and then the skies start to clear. Should have plenty of sunshine Saturday. It looks like it's developing some convection here Saturday night, perhaps with another little front coming through, and then after that we have some sunshine and clearer weather. So let's look at the NAM3 as far as the sky goes. Actually, I'm going to go to the RGM first because I want to look at some of the parameters on the NAM. So you'll see that cirrostratus around tomorrow. And then we'll have the clouds around for Thursday. And here's that tropical system again, which you can clearly see there. And that's going to be throwing some cloud moisture our way. Friday, perhaps. RGM seems to have a break of clear sky over us. So, hey, you never know. This is the RGM, though. All right, so it's possible. We could see that if some dry air gets in, because it could pull down some dry air. Let's go to the 18Z NAM. So here's the 18Z NAM. Plenty of clouds around tomorrow, maybe some fog offshore, and then for Thursday, plenty of clouds, and then Friday, it's as much as I got for Friday. We can look at the NAM 12, which will show some precipitation here. And we'll take a look at the precipitation again. Not really impressive amounts of precipitation here. You see that front kind of wash? It's moving so slow. It's going to be very scattered in nature, the precipitation. Here is, again, there's that low, which the NAM is even further south and east than the other models are. And that we're going to have to watch. We don't really have enough models to really say what's going to happen with this thing. We know it's going to stay offshore, but we're not exactly sure the impacts that it's going to have for our area. And that we'll have to keep an eye on. Let's go to the smoke now, and let's see if I can get the 0Z HRRR smoke model. Let's see if we can do that. Probably not going to have all that much of it in, but let's see what we can get out of this. And you can see it generally seems to indicate that this big area of smoke is going to start lifting out of our area. Perhaps even we'll start seeing some improvement, maybe even as early as tomorrow afternoon, perhaps. But definitely by Friday and Saturday, we should definitely be rid of this. And like I said, it's been really just keeping our skies yucky and murky, and it hasn't been good, and the air quality hasn't been good as a result of that. We're going to look at Earth and oldschool.net, and we are going to look at our air quality. Actually, we're going to look at particles, which you can clearly see here. You got some particles. Some of the smoke is, some of the particles are making it down. Most of them are aloft, but some of them are making it down. But also, let's go to the carbon monoxide here, and you can see quite a bit over our area too. So if you haven't been feeling well, that's why. Again, it's just getting. This is just exhaust from the fires and also the pollution, general pollution in our area that we have to deal with. And like I said, we're going to have to wait until that storm starts cleaning the air out, so to speak. So hopefully by Friday we'll see some improvement here with this. Let me go to Vent2Sky, and we're going to look at that thunderstorm threat for tomorrow night. And honestly, I'm not really too concerned with it. So let's just back this to the 15th here. Let's put this to the 15th, which is tomorrow, 8 o'clock. And you can see it's not huge Cape values, but there's some around. But given the slow movement of this front, I really don't anticipate any severe weather at all. We can look at the Storm Prediction Center as well. And we can look at the outlook for tomorrow, day 2. And you can see it's mostly to our north. They got a slight risk, and the marginal does have the northern half of the island, perhaps. But again, we're looking at the models. We're not really seeing that. There's such slow movement, and given the marine air influence, let's look at our temperatures here for tomorrow, and you'll see what I mean. This is 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, and we're in the 70s. On the South Shore, you're only in the mid-70s, low 70s. North Shore, perhaps low 80s. Jersey, you're close to 90. There's going to be a big difference between the shore areas and inland tomorrow, for sure. With that south flow, but Long Island will be a lot cooler than Jersey with that strong south flow. And if we look at the wind speeds and the wind gusts, you'll see we'll have some pretty strong winds. At the beaches, we might see gusts up to 30 miles an hour. So it's going to be a pretty refreshing day to be at the beach, actually. It should be very nice there. We'll have some clouds around. You'll see we'll have some clouds. It won't be a nice blue sky, but it'll be a pretty decent day to be at the beach and on the South Shore, getting a refreshing breeze, although the dew points will be high. There'll be a significantly refreshing breeze tomorrow that will make it feel pretty nice. And I think that stable air is going to help kind of kill any thunderstorms once they get toward Long Island at all. The ocean water is starting to slowly cool off a little bit, and I just don't see. I think the potential for severe weather is going to be mainly over New Jersey, and you just look at where the heat is, and that's where your potential for severe weather is, right here. All right, that's where the heat is, right there over New Jersey. And that is where I think that's where we're going to see more of that potential for severe weather. If we look at precipitation here, let's see what we got. It's not even developing any thunderstorms. This is this uses the HRRR. But again, it's a slow-moving front. So if the front was moving fast, I'd say, all right, we have a good shot at even some severe weather on Long Island. But when the thunderstorms move slow, they have time to weaken, and that is why I really don't think we're going to see any severe weather on Long Island. At least, even through 11 o'clock, you can see it's still over Jersey. So by the time it gets here, it's gonna have plenty of time to interact with this cooler marine air, and that's going to help. But you can sort of see the front right here. So, and then this front is going to get hung up. We're going to have stall front syndrome as we deal with. And then we have to watch the waves too. The surfs are probably going to kick up a little bit from the storm. Let's see if we can go to Thursday. See if we start seeing any effects here. Here's the storm right here. It's not really showing anything here. Not this one. But let me try Windy and see if Windy is going to show any, because that storm with the winds, it could kick up the winds a little bit. So let's. Obviously, tomorrow we're going to have those strong southerly flow, and you can see that. But as we go into Friday and Thursday, this is the storm. It does keep it. This is the European model. But you see how, as we go into Friday, it's going to come close enough that This is Saturday here, and this is the European. The European seems to want to have it lingering offshore. I could see that right there. This is Saturday, but pulling away. But if we look at the waves, I think we would see maybe some impacts. Not like what we saw from Larry, but maybe some slight impacts here from this. All right. Again, this is using the European model, and this is it has us fairly dry with the northeast flow. There's a Saturday. This is going way out to Saturday, but the system's going to sit here, but we're going to be on the dry side of it. So it may do us a favor and actually bring in some less humid air as well to our area. But I think we're going to wrap up this weather update. So again, we keep an eye on the smoke. Let me go back to the HRRR. We'll probably have a couple more frames of that smoke model that we can look at here. A couple more frames of it at least, and let's see, we have a couple more. Yeah, you can see it's gonna. Yeah, you can see it starts to lift out. Here you go. By 9:16, it's gone. So it's definitely gonna move out. That storm and this front is gonna help sweep that damn smoke away, because the air quality is pretty damn bad out there. Very hazy, disgusting skies. I mean, this is just disgusting. I mean, that's thick smoke there. I mean, the sun was so feeble, and the air felt so thick. You know, I guess it's a good way to put it. Just it's horrible. It really is. And this over here, by the way, is Nicholas, which you can see here is barely moved at all. Barely moved. And they've gotten a lot of rain, and they're going to be getting a lot of rain in this area once again from this slow-moving tropical system. And in fact, let me go back to the weather and hazards map, and we're going to actually take a look and see how much rain fell over there, because I don't want to leave this out either. We still have tropical storm warnings in effect for certain areas, and flash flood advisories and warnings throughout throughout the south here, including New Orleans. Let's go look at our observations here, and not a lot of wind here with it. It's mainly about the rain, and that's what we're going to look at here. We're going to look at the precipitation, see how much rain has fallen since midnight at least. We'll go to midnight here. We'll see how much rain has fallen since midnight. And you can see, yeah, this is what I mean. Some of these areas here have gotten 4 or 5 inches of rain here in East Texas here. Beaumont area, 5.52. So that's a lot of rain. That's going to cause a lot of flash flooding. And this is already even New Orleans. It's a very slow-moving system, so they're stuck on the east side of the storm, getting that tropical feed off from the Gulf. And all these heavy showers and thunderstorms are going to continue to impact them. And if we go and we look at the radar, we will look at the radar here. There's that cold front, but here's what they're dealing with here, and you can see just this feed coming in off the Gulf, and this thing is just barely moving. So it's going to keep affecting these areas for a while, and it's slowly going to crawl across the south. And luckily for this front is going to keep all this moisture away from our area. So it should stay away from our area, but it might help feed into this other system that's forming over here. So we'll have to keep an eye on all of this stuff. Of course, the tropics still very much alive, and we will continue to have, I think we'll have 2 more named storms by the end of tomorrow, perhaps. That is going to wrap up this weather update. Take care, and thanks for watching.